Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Jim Gishwin here, PhD and former intelligence analyst career. Okay, the culture war isn't over yet, people. They're still fighting. They're still fighting us. They're fighting us to the bitter end. And after January 20th, they'll still be fighting us. Okay? What the last 4 years? What were the last 4 years? What are we sitting there escaping? What battle did we win? We won a battle against incompetence, corruption, and the left just trying to increase their power. Incompetence was shown by her campaign, for goodness sakes. How do you go through billions of dollars so quickly without any result? It was because she had to pay off Oprah, she had to pay off Al Sharpton, she had to pay off Beyonce for those grand productions she was doing. And if you think she's going to be governor of California, think again. Those people in San Francisco hate her. Okay? She locked up thousands and thousands of people for minor possession of marijuana, for goodness sakes, and laughed whenever she did get a conviction for murder or alleged murder. She even withheld evidence once that was exculpatory for someone that was heading towards death row. I wonder what he did to her. Someone even says she giggled in the back of the courtroom when she won a case on some guy going to death row. What a tool. She's never won a campaign outside of the state of California, only because she had the influence of the celebrity group and also Willie Brown, her former lover, who got her jobs as a district attorney of California and also district attorney in San Francisco when he became mayor. All her jobs were gimme jobs, okay? She won her senatorial race because of that influence, too. And what have we seen in the last 4 years? Record inflation, millions across the border when she was border czar, a president with Alzheimer's, didn't even know half the time what state he was in or what country he was in, and wanders into the jungle, shakes hands with midair, greets people that are dead. I see dead people. That's Joe Biden. And spent over 400 and something days on vacation on the beach. This was a sad 4 years, folks. Sad for America and despondent for you and me. Thank God we're going to get some efficiency in there, but they will not stop fighting. They're already fighting again. And of course, the press is doing the normal Obama thing where they sit there and try and smear someone, just like they did with the Supreme Court vacancies. Smear, smear, smear. Muckraking yellow journalism. That's what we learned it was called. That's what I teach in school. It was called back in the late 1800s. Well, it's back again. And some of the news agencies are starting to back up and say, hey, man, this isn't working. MSNBC's up for sale. Okay? They're all going to kiss Trump's ring. The Trump effect has already taken its toll on them. And their hair is on fire. They don't know what to do. They're lost. We are not lost. We voted for efficiency, non-corruption. The past 4 years was totally corrupt and totally invisible. There was no transparency in this past 4 years at all, with the cover-up of a president that is out of his mind. He's still got the nuclear football. How do we allow this? How would we ever allow this? We can only pray that we get to January 20th as a country. They're still trying their best to sit there and put up roadblocks before he even gets into office. But some are sitting there seeing the light, like New York City mayor, who says, please get him out of here. And of course, you can expect that we're going to be sitting there cutting back our contributions to the UN. I would sit there and I was asked, what could we do to improve the United States? One thing is, tell the United Nations to find a new home somewhere and sell that property and make a profit off of it. Okay? Condemn the building. Make them all move. Eminent domain. We want a post office there. Anyway, all I can say is we need to pray and stay on your guard. All they did was sit there and try to assume more credit and more power for themselves. It was all a power grab for the past 4 years for the left, for the Marxists, for the communist populists. And the grassroots sat there and said, we don't want this. And they had the worst candidate. They had the worst message. Sex changes for illegal immigrants, sex changes for prisoners on death row and everything else. This was not a message that the American people wanted to hear. Transgender sex changes to 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds, for God's sake. Irreversible stuff that they might sit there and say later on that, hey, I didn't want this. I realize it was wrong now. No, none of us wanted that. We didn't want drag queens in school. We didn't want to sit there and guys walking into our daughters' locker rooms in school. It was crazy stuff. Besides the failure in Afghanistan, which showed the whole world how weak Biden and his group were, including Milley and including Austin, those two should be court-martialed, for God's sake. And Milley sat there, and he's done some other things, too, that were almost treasonous. Especially Milley. And they're sitting there getting on our DOD appointee because he may have had a drinking problem in the past. He's a military guy. What do you think they do on their time off when they're not getting shot at? Yeah. I had a drink or two, too. All right. I don't drink now. But that's beside the point. Okay? I'm not getting shot at now. Please don't start. Anyway. Keep your guard up, folks. The fight is still on. The culture war still is on. We won a major battle, but that was it. Okay? I love you. God bless you all. And may you all have a wonderful holiday season. Okay? I'm trying my best. I've donated a couple flagpoles. I'm sitting there helping my American Legion post and decorating the outside and putting up a flagpole for them on their new location. So I'm busy with that. I'm busy with my students. I'd love to sit there and get them a field trip to the Naval Aviation Museum. I'm not seeing much interest in it. Quite frankly, we might have to cancel it. It's coming up this week. I've got a busy time coming up. I belong to so many organizations that I probably have. I got about 6 Christmas parties to go to that I really don't want to go to. But I belong to these organizations. And, of course, with the holidays coming up and me turning 75 next week on my birthday, Friday the 13th, you know I'm going to gamble that day. Because Friday the 13th is always very lucky for me. I'll find a $20 bill floating around in the parking lot. Things like that. Anyway, that's all God's blessing. God has blessed me. And I hope and I pray that He blesses you during these holidays. But keep your guard up, folks. The devil's still out there. The evil still exists. I love you. Take care. God bless you. I remain your humble servant. Take care.